Hi Aquarius, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your Love and Romance reading for the month of July 2018. This is for Capricorn. I'm sorry, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so Aquarius. This is an adjunct video to the previously released longer, more comprehensive reading I did for the months of May, June, and July. There's a link here. In this reading, I'll be going over what you're meant to do, not do, and what you can look forward to regardless, based on the overarching theme. I did a similar reading like this for June. And I'm letting all signs know, Aquarius, that I have my new online courses at the Sloan Academy. There's a link below. There's a course on crystals, a free course on spirituality. There's a course on how to read oracle cards for beginners, how to read oracle card and tarot cards for intermediate and advanced learners and readers. And there's also the life purpose and career and money readings I'm doing in the same format that I am releasing at the Sloan Academy. And there is a free 30-day trial for those, and after that it's 99 cents a month. I will still be releasing the life purpose readings for a 3-month time period as I normally do, and that will occur in August, and that'll be here for free on the YouTube channel. But if you're interested in learning or listening to your readings for July for money and life purpose career, you can do so for the next 30 days. There's a free 30-day trial. Okay, so Aquarius, let's go ahead and get started. So from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck by Victoria Mosley, I'm be getting one card as the overarching theme for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. 3 cards from the Mary L. Tarot in terms of what you're meant to do, not do, and what you can look forward to regardless. And then close out your reading, Aquarius, with the Romance Angels. Let's go ahead and get started. I like this deck. I use it in my home study course for how to read oracle cards. Oh, okay. Surrender. I just flipped right up. This is for Aquarius. Oh, I love that. I love all the beautiful rainbow butterflies. This is your overarching theme for the month of July here. And then we have, under the deck, we have freedom. So I would say, you know, as I feel this for you, Aquarius, it looks like, well, you value your freedom very much. Freedom of mind, freedom of thought, freedom from constraints, society's paradigms that you feel are restrictive in general. So this is nice to see for you in the recent past. It may be that you have freed yourself from a situation in the recent past that is allowing you to spread your wings a bit. But for the month of July here, we have this idea of surrender. Allowing things to be as they are, not trying to move the energy around too much. It's more of that divine feminine kind of energy where you're more accepting, more allowing, you're surrendered, and when you take action, you feel that wonderful inspiration that you love so much, Aquarius. So it's beautiful energy. So there's less of a focus on doing in the month of July for you, Aquarius, and there's more of a focus on being, having the experiences as opposed to having an experience in order to achieve something, which is more of that divine masculine energy. You're just having the experience because it feels good, whatever it may be for you. You're not trying to move the energy necessarily. But let's get some additional cards. You're allowing yourself this softer energy, this gentle energy, and as you do so, these butterflies are very gently, very lightly taking that energy and spreading it for you. They are almost like kisses, as I feel it, like butterfly kisses. And you're allowing yourself to receive. It's not so much about actively doing nothing, it's that you are open, you're wide open with the surrender energy. And with that openness, you take in and receive even more love, even more support, even more contentment, even more joy. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to change the physical nature of that. But as you open more and surrender more, your external world and your relationships will indeed reflect that, and you will be able to receive more love. But don't try to rush through it. Don't get too frustrated if it doesn't happen immediately. The butterflies aren't like falcons. They're not moving very, very quickly. They're flitting about, spreading their magic. Okay, so based on the surrender card, what are Aquarians meant to do, not do, and what can they look forward to regardless in the month of July 2018, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Okay, here we go, Aquarius. The Hierophant is what you're meant to do or start doing. The Three of Discs is what you're meant to not do or stop doing. And the Eight of Swords is what you can look forward to regardless during the month of July. This is kind of an underlying theme that runs through July for you, the Eight of Swords. Remember, we have freedom. It's very interesting. We have freedom here. You know, this is something that you've been working on, something that may have occurred or you're wanting deeply to occur. We have the Eight of Swords as the underlying theme, right? Where we feel trapped. But remember, as I mentioned earlier, very difficult for Aquarians when you feel trapped by societal's expectations or paradigms that feel constrictive or restrictive for you. You have a very strong imagination, a strong desire to explore and destroy belief systems and structures that aren't for the greatest good of all, let's say, and during the month. But it's interesting because you want this, but sometimes by wanting it, we shift the energy from having it to trying to get out of what we have. And when we are trying so desperately to get out of what we have, you're working on surrender, allowing things to be as they are, working within a system. That's what you're meant to do. When we are fighting against it, we tend to manifest more things that we want to get out of when we're trying to get out of something. So it's about surrendering to the moment. It doesn't mean that everything's your preference in love, certainly, but it means that you're not judging it as bad or wrong. You are accepting it as it is. And then when you are more open and accepting, you are more receptive to inspiration, to how to have more of what you want as opposed to trying to get out of what you have. I hope that makes sense. You have this idea of freedom that's very, very strong for you. It looks like, again, in the recent past or going into July, or just something that's at play deep within your subconscious here. Surrender. Now we have the Hierophant here. Could be an institution of marriage, could be just societal institutions at play here. But this is what you're meant to do or start doing. Play within the rules. Don't try to break everything during the month of July. Again, this is a month of surrender. It's more gentle energy. How you free yourself is by not trying to free yourself, but by allowing yourself to receive and accept what is without the judgment that you should be, you should be married already, or you should be divorced, or your spouse should be doing this, or your partner should be doing this, or whatever. Allow it to be as it is, the structure of what it is, the institution of what it is. Allow those to play out. And then you can take action, not because you're fighting against it, but because it doesn't resonate with what you are wanting. It's a different energy. It's a softer energy. It's more of that divine feminine energy. You're not, it's less exhausting for you. You're wanting to be more gentle. You're surrendering. Surrender doesn't mean defeat. It means adaptation. What you're meant to not do or stop doing is the Three of Discs. Well, stop working so hard and stop trying to prove yourself here. And stop trying to prove that you're different. Whatever that means for you. And don't worry about everyone else. Stop trying to please the group. Again, we're talking about acceptance. This is what you're meant to do. Work within the institutions as they are, the cultural norms. Don't try to change the world by doing something crazy just to prove yourself or just to be different. Allow things to be, and then as you allow, accept, you breathe into the present moment, knowing that it's not necessarily your preference, but you're not judging yourself or itself or whatever it may be as bad or good. You're just accepting it as it is. And you focus on what it is you are wanting. You allow in the receptivity of inspiration, new ideas, connecting more as you love to do, as you do so naturally already, Aquarius, to the higher power, to inspiration, to the divine, so that you can create a massive shift in your life, which is what you like, especially around love. You want to be different. But in the month of July, it's about a softer, gentler energy, which will be less exhausting for you, as I mentioned. Now, we do have this idea of entrapment, of feeling as though you can't get out of a situation. Remember, this door is not locked. This gate is not locked. It's just you're perceiving it that way. Your thoughts are causing this feeling of entrapment, or that you can't move forward. You can indeed, but part of it is to surrender, to accept the institution or the cultural norms as they are, work within it, stop trying to please or work so hard to please the group, or to prove yourself, or to be in the spotlight. Allow, accept, and this is what helps to push this gate gently open. You know, it's not a forceful energy here. But we do have what's really interesting. We have the Four of Cups. Excuse me, Aquarius. Doing a lot of talking and the fan's on. My throat's getting dry. We have the Four of Cups here under the deck in the reverse. And so, you know, this is definitely a card of doing things differently. And so you are being encouraged here to do things a little differently. If you have been trying to buck the system in some way, whatever that means, in July, do things differently than what you've been doing. Again, it's not forceful, it's just changing up the routine. If you are in a marriage, let's say, allow the marriage to be as it is. Say this is the institution of marriage. Don't work so hard to please your partner, to prove yourselves, but just do things a little differently. If you get up every day and, I don't know, whatever your routine is, change it up a little bit. Go for a run if you don't do that, or have tea instead of coffee, or bring your partner something different if you bring each other coffee or tea in the morning, or, you know, I don't know, walk around the house naked, do something different than what you normally would do. That will help with this energy as well. You know, these feelings of entrapment often come when we are stuck in a rut, stuck in a routine. And for you, if you're single, you know, do things in a more traditional way here. Certainly, accept that, work with that. You can still be a little different. You know, I know that you want to put your unique twist on things, which you can do here with the Four of Cups. But you can do things a little differently without trying to buck the whole system. There's a big message for you there. Allow things to be surrendered. Don't work so hard, Aquarius, in love. The more gentle and kind you are with yourself during the month of July, those little gentle kisses that you're giving to yourself are working. They are changing. They are creating more gentleness, more joy in your life. But you have to be patient. All right, so as we go into August, we leave July behind. You may want to listen to this reading again. And you can listen to these readings on the audio podcast that I have available on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Because there's some messages in there that I don't want to keep repeating, but you may want to listen again to make sure you got them, especially around the Eight of Swords. Okay, so as we go into August and we leave July behind, what is the final message here for Aquarius? What can we look forward to regarding love and romance? Listen to your rising and moon signs as well. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Now, for some of you, this may be the institution of marriage, right? So it may be that you do get a proposal here. You do decide to wed, which, you know, you may be freaking out and feel like, oh my God, is that going to entrap me? Remember, you can beautifully work within systems that are already in place, institutions that are already in place, and still put your unique spin on things, still do things differently. It's not about pleasing the group, it's about pleasing yourself. And you can still have those, you know, traditions, those institutions. They've lasted the test of time for a reason, you know. Many times they bring comfort, and there's a lot of stability in those. But either way, it looks like here we have this beautiful engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. That's a lovely card for you. You have to surrender. Allow things to be. Don't fight so hard in the month of July here, Aquarius. Do your best to be present. Take a breath. Remind yourself that you're just having an experience, that you don't have to change it or make it different. And you can certainly change up your routine a little bit, but you don't have to fight against the world. So prove yourself in that way. I hope that you find that helpful, Aquarius. I wish you much love as always, and I'll see you either at your private tarot or Reiki appointment, or maybe over at the Sloan Academy for the online courses or the Life Purpose and Career readings. Again, 30-day free trial, so you can check them out for free there, or I'll see you on the next video. Much love.